Hello there. Welcome back. I've been mulling this over for the past couple of days, but there's a recent headline that got me thinking. Wasn't expecting it. So, for those out of the loop, Bob Dylan recently has decided to sell the rights of his entire music catalogue to Universal Music Group. Yeah. And judging by all the drama that's been going on for the past, forever, with how stingy and horrible and deprivated these greedy music companies are, you can start to get a drift that I'm not too happy about all these events. Lord my day. Indeed. Not too happy at all. Now, right now, would be around the time that I would invite you to snuggle up, cozy, and grab a hot, caffeinated beverage, but alas, I have finished my coffee. So sad. If you feel for me in any way, please consider just tapping that bad boy so you can help me afford my coffee.
That and they ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
So yes, over the past couple of days, Bob Dylan has decided to sell his music catalogue rights to Universal Music. In practice, what does that actually mean? What it means is that any song that Bob Dylan has written, performed and claimed as his own, and made through his own work, through his entire career as a musician, now belongs to UMG. And that's a lot of music, that's a lot of classic songs, and for an artist the size of Bob Dylan, with the number of songs that he's put out that won him a fucking Nobel Prize, that you would think that has a shit ton of value. Well, it did. It sold for $255 million US, but goddamn, boys. Top question I'm pretty sure everyone's thinking about: does this impact Bob Dylan's abilities to make new music in the future? No, it doesn't. The sale of the rights of his music encompasses anything that he has produced prior to this point in time. So yes, even Rough and Rowdy Ways, even anything, literally anything that he has made prior to now belongs to UMG. What Dylan may make in the future obviously still belongs to him. That's excluded from this deal. And you would think, why would he do this? Why would UMG want to do this? Here's the picture. In essence, what it boils down to is Dylan gets a massive lump of money now, and UMG gets to reap the benefits of owning this material in the future. One of the top revenue incomes of Dylan through streaming this past year, I believe, for one song, for 1 year, went around. Now, you can start to see how long term, with a massive library as Dylan has, that can start to grow. It's not immediate though. Well, nothing in the music industry is ever immediate if you fucking think about it. So UMG is bleeding out a little bit of money now to own this music for the rest of time and use it anywhere they so please. Now, why am I evidently not too pleased about that? Well, because now that we've completely separated Dylan from the rights of his own music, the greedy little bastards at UMG can decide to do with that music what they want. So expect to see a lot of ads with Bob Dylan's songs in it. Expect to see a lot of film with Bob Dylan's songs in it. Short stories, like any form of digital media, even fucking lift music, for Christ's sake, can probably have Bob Dylan's music if royalties paid. Frankly, even if fucking Bob Dylan himself wants to play his own music now, he's gonna have to pay royalties to UMG. Now, I'm not here trying to blast Dylan. I don't really mind if he individually has made such a decision. As heartbreaking as I find it, considering the caliber of his life's work, what I'm actually concerned about is the fact that it's starting to set a trend. Stevie Nicks did a similar thing, selling her catalogue. I believe I've heard Taylor Swift also did something similar. So this is starting to become a trend. Now, what's actually the problem that I'm thinking about? Because at the end of the day, these companies are still going to license this music, and we all know they're rather soulless, and they're going to try to squeeze this product for any money they can make. So you'd be thinking, well, Fred, what's the actual difference? The difference is, music consumed this way is going to lose its soul. What I'm saying, though, is given the music is an expression of interiority of the artist, the fact that they don't own it anymore means that it immediately loses some of its value. And then, who knows, before you know it, you can have another fucking epidemic similar to Dreams of Fleetwood Mac, fucking flooding the realms of TikTok, of all places, with a bunch of Zoomers who don't really appreciate the song for what it is, but use it as a cash grab to themselves get up onto the platforms. It just kind of feels like the industry, although it was already kind of heading in that direction, has now just taken the fast lane to going sold out. And I don't think I really need to explain how that impacts songwriting, expressivity, fucking music. But my thoughts don't end there. What happens to the small artist? What happens to those mid-tier artists who make just enough to live comfortably, obviously suffering now, save live music, but what happens to them? Are they going to be tempted to sell off their music rights for a massive lump sum in the moment to make sure that they can take care of their own? And again, I would like to flesh out that no fault in that. You know, there's nothing ballsier than making sure that your circle is taken care of, and that's perfectly fine. I'm just thinking of the implications if you're with me. I'm out of coffee, so I'm not as jittery today, I'm more serious. So if you're with me on that, you can start to see how it can start to be a bit dangerous. How if this becomes a trend, it can kind of translate to smaller artists getting robbed of the benefits of their own work long term. Because this isn't going to be a completely independent decision of the artist. If this becomes kind of the go-to practice of the industry, there's going to be pressures. And all in all, I'm not really too happy about this. And I hope that this PSA kind of helps us have a chat, talk about what is going on, bring it to our own attention, and actually just stop and think, is this in the long term going to be good or bad? Fred in post-production here. I always forget to say one thing or another because I just start rambling and rambling and rambling. But I wanted to point out that there was a post on the Instagram account or any social media of Mr. Jimmy Page, who, on the point kind of the topics we're talking about, revenue distribution and making sure that artists are properly compensated for their work, he spoke out on this, and I do invite you to read the letter he wrote. Nonetheless, it's quite cool to see that I'm backed by such a dude, and that he thinks in a similar way. So, just want to pop that in there. I have authority. Also, you know, Jimmy Page. So, it's pretty cool. So, all in all, I know, not too many memes today. A bit unusual, but that's fine. I just want to get this out, talk about something important before it got out of hand. As per usual, tell us what ya think. I don't know, am I exaggerating? Am I crying wolf for no reason? That remains to be seen. I like to be on top of these things and always approach them with a bit of critique. Now, I'm noticing that you're having a bit of a ball enjoying this. So just, you know, and who knows, if we hit a certain landmark or hit or number or whatever you want to call it, something special may be coming your way. Okay, I'm fucking off. Bye.